Bangor. From the Great Northern Woods to the Rock-Mount Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear from a Mainer who is in the thick of the storm down in Florida, plus the latest plans out of Bangor on how homeless tent sites and encampments will be handled, and the latest news regarding the modernization project for the Ellsworth Hospital. This and more local news right now. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Let's get right into it and get a first check of our forecast. Conrad Sapinski joins us now.
And thank you so much. Our first weather today is brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland, Thomaston Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, so get ready. It will be chilly, especially tomorrow morning. Tonight, not too bad. Right now, not looking too bad, but we do have some freeze warnings in the area. Locations in the purple have some freeze warnings in effect until the morning hours on Friday, and then some frost advisories for other locations where temperatures will be in those low to mid 30s. So get ready. It will be chilly. Right now, not looking too bad. We got some 50s closer to the coast, 52 by Bangor, and then a couple of 50s closer to the coast, so not looking too bad right now. Tomorrow, though, will be a whole different story. At least we do have some mostly clear skies right now. Most of that precipitation is offshore, so we have nothing to worry about for quite some time. Now, let's talk about the muggy meter. These dew points will be on the lower end, so that means it will feel comfortable pretty much right through the weekend. So enjoy the weather while it lasts. Temperatures today will be closer to average, hovering around 62 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Later on today, though, we'll continue to warm up into those lower 60s.
The trial for a Corunna man accused of endangering the welfare of a child after his infant daughter overdosed involved more witness testimony in its second day in session. Devin Dagnall has the story.
The trial continued for 27-year-old Zachary Borg, who was accused of unlawful furnishing of drugs to a minor and endangering the welfare of a child. The prosecutor, Chelsea Linz, presented evidence of Sergeant Detective Trask interviewing Borg shortly after the night Borg's daughter overdosed. Throughout the interview, Trask asked multiple times if Borg felt he was in an adequate state of mind for the interview. When he was cross-examined by defense attorney Harris Matson, Trask says he would not have conducted the interview if at any point he thought Borg was under the influence or not able to think properly. During the presented interview, Borg discussed with Trask how he obtained what he identified as fentanyl on the night in question and where the substances were ingested. According to Borg, he got the substance from a complete stranger that he invited into his home, and they were later joined by two additional strangers who all allegedly took the drugs in the house. Borg said that at one point, one of the strangers claimed to have lost a bag of fentanyl, and it was not recovered. Borg's defense argues that since Borg did not know with certainty that the substance was in his home, that he could not be held accountable for unlawfully furnishing drugs to a minor. The prosecution argued the fact that Borg invited individuals into an area where his children were known to occupy, even if they were not at the time on the premises, is reason enough for him to be charged with unlawful furnishing. Closing statements are expected to be made on Thursday. In Bangor, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
The Penobscot County Grand Jury has indicted an Orono man in connection with an incident that left a Brewer police officer injured. 25-year-old Richard May was indicted on charges of assaulting an officer and refusing to submit to arrest. Officers were called to the backside of the Brewer Walmart for a man in crisis in July. Police say when one of the officers tried to approach May, an altercation ensued. The officer sustained a head injury and whiplash. 3 people were also indicted in connection with alleged drug distribution from a home in Hamden. 31-year-old Dwayne Henry and 31-year-old Andy Pacheco from Springfield, Massachusetts, were indicted on charges of aggravated drug trafficking and unlawful trafficking of scheduled drugs, as well as criminal forfeiture. 37-year-old Jessica Bell of Hamden was indicted for aggravated drug trafficking and unlawful drug trafficking. The grand jury indicted 2 other people in connection with a drug investigation in Hancock County. 25-year-old Braille Hernandez Perez and 28-year-old Mikel Antonio Arias Abar of Massachusetts were indicted for aggravated trafficking in scheduled drugs. The Maine State Police have arrested a man for alleged domestic violence and possession of cocaine. On September 19th, authorities responded to a reported domestic assault where the complainant said 34-year-old Jose Eduardo Torres Garcia assaulted and threatened her with a knife. State troopers worked directly with the state police tactical team and located Torres Garcia the following day. He was arrested for the domestic violence terrorizing with a dangerous weapon. He was also in possession of 44 grams of cocaine during the time of his arrest. Augusta police are asking for the public's help as they investigate a robbery at the Big Apple store on Stone Street. It happened just after 10 Tuesday night. According to Deputy Chief Kevin Lully, the caller said an unidentified man entered the store, displayed a gun, and demanded an undisclosed amount of money and merchandise. The alleged suspect fled before police arrived. He is described as a white male between 5'3" and 5'7". He weighs between 160 and 180 pounds and wore a black mask, black hoodie, a dark-colored shoes, a red-brimmed hat, and light-colored jeans. The incident is still under investigation. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Augusta Police Department Criminal Investigations Division at 626-2370, extension 3418. The city of Bangor is looking to clean up its homeless encampments this upcoming fall. Matthew Juronsik has more.
On Monday, the city of Bangor made plans for how the city will work to make changes with the homeless encampments. The announcement came during a city council meeting where residents expressed frustration about the growing homeless problem. Bangor City Manager Debbie Laurie sees this as a community effort to solve the ongoing overcrowding of homeless on the streets of Bangor.
We engage the individuals. They become part of the work efforts with us, identifying what can be disposed of and what should be disposed of. And we just really try to do a large push to help enhance the area.
According to Bangor Homeless Shelter Executive Director Boyd Cronome, he says not all encampments are going to see this effort.
At this point, we're not looking at doing all of those campsites. We're looking at doing one of the smaller ones, perhaps, and showing up with all hands on deck, providing services for folks, and hopefully able to move some folks into housing with vouchers and things along those lines.
The city has been doing cleanups like this at different times since last fall. Most of the effort will focus on the area behind the Hope House Health and Living Center, which has the largest homeless population. However, for homeless residents like Katrina Fiona Preble, they say they have nowhere to go.
I spoke to a man, Matt, last week, and he said they were organizing a cleanup for this weekend. And if we don't get this accomplished, we'll be asked to move along. And I'll leave you with this. Move along to where?
Lori says she doesn't think moving the encampments will fix the problem, but rather focus on providing for more of their basic needs.
We really just want to make sure that the basic health issues are addressed, that if they have a buildup of debris because of the mobility of individuals within an encampment, that we have a mechanism and a means to remove that and to actually engage them as part of that community.
Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Paul LePage took aim at drug policies yesterday, claiming some of the state's current strategies are helping to fuel overdoses and crime. The former governor also claiming taxpayer funds are being used to distribute safe injection and smoking materials. Dan Lampriello tells us the concerns and why not everyone agrees.
Using Deering Oaks Park as a backdrop, former Governor Paul LePage claiming drug use is driving up not only overdose deaths, but also crime.
The drug trade is driving people out of the city and destroying the way of life for too many Maine families.
LePage taking aim at his successor's strategies, alleging the Mills administration is promoting the use of so-called safe injection and smoking materials with the help of a grant from the federal government, which has allowed some nonprofits to distribute harm reduction kits in parts of the state.
So the holistic process of treating drugs with giving people clean needles and more drugs and crack pipes is not working.
The most recent state data shows nearly 400 people in Maine have died of a suspected overdose so far this year. It's a crisis LePage claims current strategies are only making worse, even targeting the life-saving overdose reversal drug, Narcan.
I'm all in to providing Narcan for a person who is on the ground consciously dying and bringing them back. I'm all in. But I'm not all in doing it 4 and 5 times a week to the same person. And my problem is this: if you pay for your drugs, you gotta stop paying for Narcan until after the first dose.
But for those in recovery, they believe charging for Narcan could have unintended consequences.
I couldn't imagine a Maine right now without easily accessible and readily available naloxone. I keep it in my purse, I keep it in my car, I keep it everywhere.
Courtney Gary Allen is with the Maine Recovery Advocacy Project, and she credits those types of harm reduction programs with helping her and many others gain sobriety.
That's what naloxone does. That's what harm reduction does in the state of Maine, is keep our family members alive.
In response to LePage's claims today, a spokesperson for Governor Mills wrote in a statement, "The state of Maine provides funding to organizations that practice proven harm reduction services, including certified syringe exchange programs, which is an evidence-based harm reduction strategy that is strongly endorsed by the American Medical Association." Despite that, though, LePage was adamant he'd do things differently.
This is outrageous. For most Mainers, it is insane. As governor, I will put a stop to it.
Of the things former Governor LePage says he would do is increase the number of detox beds across the state, specifically within the state prison system, while the State Department of Corrections says it has invested heavily in a medication-assisted treatment program. The former governor says that is still not enough.
A Mainer who now lives in Florida is sharing his experience with Hurricane Ian. Keith Quackenbush grew up in Maine and went to Brewer High School. Now he lives in Cape Coral, Florida, where he owns an HVAC business. He told us how residents are faring with Hurricane Ian and how it compares to a Maine winter storm.
And you deal without power. You get prepared just like you would back home. Make sure you got supplies for 3 or 4 days, and you just hunker down and just deal with it. Around here, and I would tell you, it's not a whole lot different than the storms we deal with back up in Maine. It's just instead of snow, it's a lot of wind and a lot of water.
He says they are still without power at this point. He expects to be able to leave the house sometime tomorrow once the storm passes. The time is now 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, if you use a form of electric energy, a new program could now enable you to save some money on your electric bill. And before we head to an ad break, let's take another look at that forecast. High of 62 degrees today, partly cloudy, sun shining through, dropping down to a chilly 35 tonight. You may need an extra blanket. Tomorrow, though, warmer, mostly sunny, high in the mid-60s.
If you are in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, or Maine, you could get special financing at the Toyota 5-State Sales Event. There are new fuel-sipping Toyotas arriving daily, including popular models. Save with 2.49% financing on most rugged 4-wheel drive Tacoma models. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance and Toyota Safety Sense technology. The Toyota 5-State Sales Event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
Check 1, check 2. The store's appearance may have changed throughout the years, but its dedication to our community and families has not wavered. We will still welcome you with a smile and top-notch service. If you need coffee,
check.
Tasty treats,
check.
Freshly made pizza, check. Or wine and spirits,
check.
Stop by and fill up your tank and check us out.
Woo! I'm so excited.
It's a new season.
Hell's Kitchen, Battle of the Ages.
The 20-somethings versus the 40-somethings.
My back is hurting, my feet are hurting.
These old geezers better learn.
What's my age again? Grow up.
Y'all got y'all little lines going on?
I am going to cut somebody.
Or get out.
This is a joke. How can we be this bad?
Hell's Kitchen Battle of the Ages premieres tonight.
Yo, can I get a chicken wing?
On Fox.
It's an exciting time for people who rely on Northern Light Maine Coast Hospital in Ellsworth. It has reached a goal that will help modernize the hospital to help serve residents for generations to come. Craig Colson explains.
The sound of construction has become familiar at this important hospital, the sound of progress. Much of it is thanks to Edith Dixon and her family, who issued a challenge to the community, promising to provide $1 million to help modernize the facility if the hospital could raise another $1 million to match the gift. Thanks to a $25,000 gift from Machias Savings Bank, the hospital has reached its goal.
We're so excited to be able to bring that to the community with brand new suites, brand new equipment, and above and beyond that, to be able to go to more private rooms. I think the time has ended where people should share a room when they're getting their health care needs.
That's right, more private rooms, a family-focused birthing center, and modern equipment will help the staff deliver future generations in a more comfortable and private setting.
It's been a long time coming. This community grows every day, and we need to grow along with it. This unit's been around for a long time. I was born in this unit. My children were born in this unit, and they're young adults now. And I'm just really excited what this means for the next generation.
It's been really great. I mean, having your baby born locally is really important, and so to build a brand new modern facility is so important.
The hospital still hopes to raise more money as part of its ongoing capital campaign, hoping to show off the new improvements in the coming weeks. In Ellsworth, this is Craig Colson reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The state of Maine has a new pilot program for people caring for loved ones with dementia or a disability. The Respite for Me program will provide grants of up to $2,000. The money will come from the governor's Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan. Through Respite for Me, family caregivers for people living with a disability, Alzheimer's disease, or another related dementia may receive grants to help them access respite care for their loved one. Caregivers can also get counseling and training, legal and financial services, as well as services to maintain their own health. The 2-year program, developed in partnership with 5 of Maine's area agencies on aging, begins on Monday. And if you have a heat pump, electric car, or anything that helps go green, you could save some green on your power bill. The Maine PUC reached an agreement with utility suppliers in Maine, like CMP, to offer discounts to customers who go with electric rather than using fossil fuels. Again, that includes things like heat pumps or electric vehicles. The Maine PUC says it's hopefully a win-win for customers and the planet.
We will continue the work in the months and years ahead to really find ways to help support this transition to a clean energy future, and being very mindful of the need to find ways to make it affordable for people.
The Maine PUC says there will be more details available on its website soon. It's not clear yet how much customers will save, but you can check with your utility providers and the governor's energy office for more information. The time is now 8:18. After the break, the long-awaited reopening of the Amish Community Market and Bakery in Unity has finally happened. Plus, the annual Paws on Parade will return to Bangor this weekend. Details and Pet of the Week when we return.
Here we go again. Paul LePage trying to drag Maine into the mud. Not surprising that the guy who can't work with anyone can't get the facts right either. I brought Democrats, Republicans, and independents together. And it's working. We fully funded our schools, expanded health care, sent relief checks to over 800,000 people, all without raising taxes. Because I believe we should be fighting problems, not each other.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
If I don't hear from you tonight, well, it's over. I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that. You know there's nothing.
The Amish market that burned down in central Maine earlier this year is back open. In January, the Amish community market and bakery in Unity burned down. The cause of the fire was never determined. Several employees had to evacuate the store, but no one was hurt. The store was a big part not just of the Amish community, but of the community at large. The local bishop says the store is back open thanks in part to generosity of people who sent in donations and letters of support.
I think it's changed the way that I feel and view the general public. Is just there's a kindness and a generosity there that I would not have given much thought.
The store just reopened last week after rebuilding since the winter, and Amish leaders say it's been very busy ever since. The Bangor Humane Society is holding its 29th annual Paws on Parade this weekend. The event is their largest fundraiser. Money from registrations and donations benefits the nearly 2,000 homeless and unwanted pets they serve each year. It helps the shelters provide food, comfort, preventative care, and extraordinary medical services when necessary.
It's a tremendous day, and it's just really a day of celebrating the community and really loving our animals that we have, as well as pet owners in general. So it's just a fun day.
Paws on Parade is this Saturday at Husson University. Registration for the walk begins at 9 a.m. and goes until the event stops at noon. There is a new shelter runway this year that will feature some of the dogs at Bangor Humane Society. In honor of Betty White, you can dress as your favorite Golden Girls character. There will be prizes for the best dog and human costumes. The time is now 8:22. Let's get a look at that forecast. Meteorologist Conrad Zapinski has the details.
Thank you so much. And our main weather today is brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomaston Town line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, so it's looking pretty nice outside right now. Not a lot of cloud cover, so that's a really good sign for us. Most of that cloud cover is offshore, so we are in the clear. Temperatures not looking too bad either, but we'll actually be in the clear for quite some time. So bring out the shades, because lots of sunshine will be continuing the next several days. We will have some cloud cover, especially by the weekend, but overall, it will be clear. Get ready. There will be some nice weather incoming the next several days. Temperatures, though, they were pretty much slightly below average the last couple of weeks. And then the last 3 days, we did have a little bit of above average temperatures. So finally, those warmer temperatures have arrived. Our average closer to 65 degrees. Tomorrow, we will be doing that same thing on Saturday. And then look at this drop by Sunday. 55, and then a little bit of a warm-up into those 60s once again into beginning to middle of next week. Winds not looking too bad either. We do have those milder temperatures tonight and barely any winds out there. Some locations coming in with 0 wind speeds right now, so that's a really good sign for us. Bangor, a 3-mile-per-hour wind, so nothing to really worry about there. Today, though, temperatures will be rising into those lower 60s under a partly cloudy sky. Those winds will not be a big issue tonight, though. Get ready. It will be chilly. Temperatures will be in those mid-30s and then a lot colder the more north we go. Mostly clear skies with those calm winds will really help those temperatures cool off. That radial heating will continue to happen. That's going to significantly cool us down. But look what happens by tomorrow throughout the day. We really warm up into those mid-60s, so enjoy it while it lasts because cooler weather will be back. But lots of sunshine tomorrow as well. And our extended forecast outlook does show beautiful weather continuing right through the weekend and into beginning of next week. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
If you are in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, or Maine, you could get special financing at the Toyota 5-State Sales Event. There are new fuel-sipping Toyotas arriving daily, including popular models. Save with 2.49% financing on an all-wheel drive Highlander. And every Highlander comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and Toyota Safety Sense technology. The Toyota 5-State Sales Event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
On the next, Last Man Standing, when Eve winds up in the lucky seat.
Come on down!
She wins the chance to show her stuff.
I'm going to be on the football team.
A child of mine is going to be on the football team. I think my bucket list is complete.
And a father's dream comes true.
Put in the field goal kicker!
When I walk around school wearing this, do you know how much attention I'll get? The same amount I used to get wearing, well, anything really.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
And now for your national news. Hurricane Ian has now become one of the worst hurricanes in Florida state history. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera has more on the storm's impact from Tampa.
Massive flooding and power outages across Florida's Gulf Coast as Hurricane Ian continues battering the state. More than 1 million people left in the dark as Hurricane Ian heads north after making landfall in southwest Florida as a Category 4 storm Wednesday. Ian toppling trees, power lines, and causing serious structural damage in several coastal cities. According to the governor, flooding is now the biggest issue, especially in communities hit hard by the storm surge.
In some areas, we think it's hit 12 feet. Now, it is our meteorologists' view that the storm surge has likely peaked. And will likely, be less in the coming hours.
In Fort Myers, a mobile home is spotted floating down a flooded street. In Naples, firefighters waded through chest-high water to salvage gear and to perform at least one water rescue. Numerous calls for help from people trapped inside their homes were also reported in other cities. The governor says help is on the way. More than 7,000 National Guard troops are ready to jump into action once the weather clears.
We're going to go and do whatever we can to help those folks. And so that is those operations are going to commence as soon as it's safe to do so.
While authorities work on recovery efforts, Floridians patiently wait, hoping for the best.
So there's no way out of Florida at the moment, and I'll probably stay here at the airport for the next 2 days and then make my way back to Sarasota. Hopefully still have a home.
To help with hurricane recovery efforts, Governor DeSantis has requested a major disaster declaration from President Biden for all 67 counties in the state. In Tampa, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
And we'll be right back.
Don't believe the lies from Washington's special interests.
Jared Golden's a different type of Democrat. I respect that Jared served in the Marines.
Jared's a friend of law enforcement, and we definitely can trust him to keep our communities and families safe.
Jared is standing strongly against defunding the police.
This endorsement was not a given. Congressman Golden's earned it.
Mr. Golden will definitely fight for us and be in our corner and have our backs, absolutely.
I'm Jared Golden, and I'm honored to approve this message.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
It's Thursday, September 29th, 2022. Conrad has the forecast in just a moment. A little history from the Fun Facts calendar. American oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller became the world's first billionaire on this day in 1916. Chevrolet introduced the Camaro 56 years ago today in 1966. It was originally named the Panther. And today is National Coffee Day. Also, it's World Maritime Day. And let's get right off to it. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Conrad Sapinski for another check of that forecast. Good morning, Conrad.
And thank you so much. Our first weather today is brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland, Thomaston Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, so get ready. It will be chilly, especially tomorrow morning. Tonight, not too bad. Right now, not looking too bad, but we do have some freeze warnings in the area. Locations in the purple have some freeze warnings in effect until the morning hours on Friday, and then some frost advisories for other locations where temperatures will be in those low to mid 30s. So get ready. It will be chilly. Right now, not looking too bad. We got some 50s closer to the coast, 52 by Bangor, and then a couple of 50s closer to the coast. So not looking too bad right now. Tomorrow, though, will be a whole different story. At least we do have some mostly clear skies right now. Most of that precipitation is offshore, so we have nothing to worry about for quite some time. Now let's talk about the muggy meter. These dew points will be on the lower end, so that means it will feel comfortable pretty much right through the weekend. So enjoy the weather while it lasts. Temperatures today will be closer to average, hovering around 62 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Later on today, though, we'll continue to warm up into those lower 60s.
And with Thursday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
The Nasdaq hit the closing bell up 2.1% Wednesday. The S&P closed 2% higher, and the Dow finished up 1.9%. Porsche is about to go public. Volkswagen, parent company of the luxury car brand, is getting set for an IPO tomorrow. The initial price is set at just under $80 a share. Amazon is offering a way to help you track your sleep. The new Halo Rise is a bedside device that can sense how you're sleeping. It'll also wake you up with music and lights that simulate a sunrise. The Halo Rise will be available later this year for $140. And the idea of quiet quitting, workers doing exactly what their job description says without going above and beyond, may lead to quiet firing. The Wall Street Journal says bosses may start to quiet sideline workers who don't go beyond their job description. I'm Leo Jonathan with Thursday's Business on ABC 7.
Today is National Coffee Day. Chains like Aroma Joe's, Dunkin', and Tim Hortons are offering discounts to customers on their daily cup or 2 or 3. The history of the drink goes back decades, and while no one knows exactly how or when coffee was discovered, there are many legends. The cultivation of coffee began on the Arabian Peninsula, and by the 15th or 16th century, it was being enjoyed not only in homes around the area, but also in many public coffee houses. where people would socialize, listen to music, watch performers, play chess, and they kept current on the news. By the 17th century, coffee had made its way to Europe, and according to the National Coffee Association, the local clergy had at first condemned the beverage, reacting with suspicion and fear, calling it, quote, the bitter invention of Satan. Thankfully, though, the Pope at the time tried it and established papal approval. And now, there are plenty of different methods to sweeten your coffee, unless you prefer it bitter. We've come far enough, though, now to not equate that preference with the underworld. It's that time of the year when many of us are getting ready for the long winter ahead. That's also true for Maine's loon population. Craig Coulson explains.
It was quite a sight last week on Green Lake in Ellsworth. I've seen many loons during my adventures in Maine, but never so many together at one time. Turns out it's not unusual for this time of year.
They're very social at this time. They get into these rafts or groups like this out on some certain lakes that are their favorite spots. And they'll fish together, they'll socialize, and they do this all before migrating to the coast for the winter.
Unlike some species of loon that migrate south, our loons will spend the winter on the Maine coast, where the fish are plentiful. They'll then return to their favorite nesting areas in the spring. The nesting pairs will stay mostly by themselves while raising their young, before meeting once again in late summer or early fall for what Danielle calls a loon party like this.
Loons are doing pretty well in Maine. We have a robust population, and for the Northeast, we are kind of like the stronghold for the Northeast. And I know a lot of people who are residents of Maine just love the loons on the water. They love hearing them at night, seeing them because they're so beautiful. So it's definitely something we want to keep around.
Danielle says Maine's loon population isn't considered threatened, but they are watching closely.
Lead fishing tackle, boat strikes, even emerging diseases are things that we're still kind of concerned about and keeping tabs on.
In Ellsworth, this is Craig Coulson reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
And when we return, Tyler Cruz will have our latest sports updates. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. High of 62 today, partly cloudy with the sun shining through, dropping down to a chilly 35 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, beautiful, mostly sunny, high in the mid-60s.
$7.8 million. That's how much I made home sellers in the past 2 years. Planning on selling? I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Mainers work hard, but Joe Biden's inflation is making life miserable. Heating oil costs are crushing Maine families. I'm Bruce Poliquin, and for too many, this means choosing between gas, groceries, or freezing. Biden and all Democrats created this mess, and they're making it worse. Congress needs more Maine common sense, not more spending on those who won't work or more taxes on those who do. I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message because Maine needs a congressman who will stand up to Biden and help Maine families.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Nobody should have to go through a 5-hour drive every single day to have radiation. Sarah's house provides them a home away from home, a place where they can come and receive treatment and support while they move through their cancer journey. There are 9 bedrooms for guests on 2 floors. They have laundry facilities. Everyone has their own cupboard for dry storage, refrigerator space. The great room is really the heart of the home. It's like the kitchen living space. This is where people come together. They share meals, they share stories, and they support one another.
When selling your home, knowing your options could make you tens of thousands of dollars. That's what I do for my clients. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Hey, I'm Jerry O'Connell. Join me this fall right here on Fox 22 at 10 a.m. for Pictionary.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. For Maine men's hockey, they take the ice for the first time this weekend with an exhibition match at the Alphon. And when they do, there will be 2 sophomores out with the defense with some high expectations for this season.
At the Alphon, Ben Barr isn't the only person in year 2 looking to make a significant jump.
I think we're all just meshing a little bit better. I think we all have the idea of what we're going to do.
Sophomores Sam Dewar and David Brazil are 2 of just a handful of defensemen returning for 2022.
And I think that's just the one thing that we have this year that we didn't have last year, is that we're kind of just all growing as a team, and I think it'll take us a long way this year.
Dewar came here for spring semester last year and immediately made a difference in kind of a depleted defensive unit.
You're just throwing them into, it's basically like, it doesn't happen very often, but we had some guys leave there midway through the season last year, so we needed a defenseman, and he did a really good job for us.
I kind of knew what I was coming into. Training in the spring last year, we were kind of thrown in the deep end, and coming back this summer, I think that really helped me and the other 12 guys coming back this year a lot.
In the 10 games he played, the first thing he noticed was the difference in speed. And that's something he's definitely used to heading into this year.
Everything happens quickly, and it's a lot different than junior hockey. You're playing against draft picks, you're playing against big, strong guys, and I think it's just so much faster. It's a whole different game.
As for Brazil, he earned the vote of assistant captain.
He's awesome. We call him Captain America over there.
Which is a little odd for just a sophomore.
And it's very contagious with him. Like he's one of those guys that never has a bad day. So guys want to follow him, and it's a little unusual for sophomores sometimes to be a leader of a team, but he's up to the challenge.
Kind of crazy. It's a really great opportunity. It's just it's an absolute honor. There's been some amazing captains, assistant captains that have come before me, and it's a great legacy to carry. I appreciate my teammates thinking I make a good captain.
And even off the ice, these two really don't get enough of each other.
I'm living with him too this year, and just watching him go through his day-to-day life is just he acts like a pro.
That's unreal. We got a great little group over at our house, living together and being defensemen and stuff like that. You can kind of bond over things, and that's really nice. You can talk about things at home.
All right, let's head over to the high school scene now. We are going to catch up with some volleyball right now. Pretty packed house over at Brewer, where the Witches were taking on the Broncos. Hamden was up 2-0. They would take the first 2 sets, but the Witches showing some fight in the third. Jenna McQuarrie here drops in the ace, and then on the very next play for Brewer, she would set up Hannah Snowdeal. Brewer would eventually fight back to tie the set, but here come those Broncos. After a great dig from Maddie Morneau here, Josie Gilmore would set up Samantha Belrose for the point to break the tie right there. Just Brewer could not handle that spike. And then Marnie Tracy on the service. She would drop in the ace. Great serve right there. No one really able to get that one. Hamden getting closer to victory. Game point. Belrose serving. And look at the play from Kamina Lehman here. Backhanded. I don't really know what the volleyball term is for that spike, but it seals the deal. Broncos win in 3 sets. All right, we are going to head down to Foxborough now. If you haven't heard yet, Mac Jones is day-to-day. I think that's their new favorite phrase to use between him and Coach Belichick. They won't confirm whether or not Jones will play on Sunday, but Mac was not at practice on Wednesday. Belichick said, obviously, it was day-to-day, like we mentioned, and that there has been a lot of improvement since Sunday when the injury happened. He also said that in the event that Jones cannot go this weekend, Brian Hoyer will be starting in his place. And when asked about the injury to Jones, well, Bill's response was along the lines of what you'd expect from Bill.
Day by day, it's getting better. See how it goes. Day by day.
Does he have a high ankle sprain?
Day by day. What do I look like? A doctor, an orthopedic surgeon? I don't know. Talk to the medical experts.
I look like. Now, as for Hoyer, he has been around for a while, and he's been everywhere and back, too. This is his 3rd stint in New England. He used to carry Brady's pads back in the day. He's also been with Cleveland, Houston, San Fran, Indy. That's not even all of it. A lot of experience and a lot of offenses. Both he and Bill feel like the Pats will compete Sunday no matter who's under center.
I've played for 14 years. I have a lot of bad memories. I have a lot of good memories too. So it's just, one game doesn't define me. One play doesn't define me. I'm excited for any opportunity I get a chance to go play. I have a great confidence level in all of those guys, the receivers, the tight ends, the running backs, obviously the offensive line. So are all guys I know very well and have known them for, over a year now. So.
The last time we saw Hoyer was when the Patriots played the Chiefs on a Tuesday after Cam Newton tested positive for COVID on Saturday. That was a mess. But that's all the time we have for sports. We will be right back.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
You can always tell where Bruce Poliquin's been. Hanging around Washington politicians and the special interests that fund their campaigns, like big oil and drug and insurance companies. Poliquin leaves a bit of Washington everywhere because he's covered in it, supporting special tax breaks for big corporations and more government spending. No matter where you see Bruce Poliquin, you know he's always heading back to the swamp. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand and dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Forte.
It takes all types to play Family Feud, the Doghouse Daddy.
What's the least sexy thing your wife has ever worn?
Granny panties, Steve.
The Family Blabbermouth.
Grandma's sick of Grandpa falling asleep in the middle of what?
Going to the bathroom.
Hyman, get up off this toilet!
See all the types on Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
The Pet of the Week is brought to you by Riptide Smoke Shop in Belfast.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with Catherine Ravenscraft and Rizzo. This is our Pet of the Week. Catherine, thank you for coming in today.
Good morning. Thank you.
What's up with Rizzo?
Oh, so Rizzo, as you can see, is a beautiful terrier lab mix. She is as much of a bull in a china shop as you would ever want, but she is the absolute sweetest girl, as you can also see. She is all in for snuggles. So she came to us probably about a month ago as a stray. And with strays, we have to hold on to a dog for 2 weeks because they are property. And so we have to give the rightful owner an opportunity to come and claim the dog.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but no one came to claim this sweet girl.
Aww.
And so she's had her evaluation for behavior and been looked over for medical, and she is going to be ready for adoption. She's actually going to be walking the dog runway.
You're going to be strutting.
Saturday, exactly, at Paws on Parade, and she'll be available that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so available as of Saturday.
Yes.
You could go home.
I mean,
not
we
right now,
hope
though.
So. I can't imagine that she is going. If Saturday isn't her day, it won't be long.
Yeah.
She is just, she's just full of love. I know. I was telling you, I almost died on my way over here because all she wanted to do was be in my lap while I was driving,
She
which is
doesn't know her size.
Yeah, for a dog this size.
Yes. You've got a big blocky head.
She does.
She looks like she could be Pitbull Black Lab, which those are some of my favorite breeds.
Yes.
She looks like the perfect hiking dog. She's muscular. She's a little chunky. She's low to the ground.
Yeah.
She's shedding. She's just,
She's
I
the
can't get a
perfect
dog. I can't
know.
get a dog, but oh my God, I'm jealous of whoever her new parents will be.
I know.
And so
she
happy.
does, you can sort of see it. She does this tippity-tappity thing with her paws. When she gets really excited, you'll come to the kennel door and she'll do a little happy dance. And as soon as I saw that, I said, "Oh, that's my pet of the week.
She's
that's my
just
girl."
happy to be here.
She really is. She's happy to be anywhere, I think. And if there's snacks involved, then all the better. So
she's going to be at Paws on Parade.
She will be at Paws on Parade, and I kind of wanted to show off her little bandana here, which says alumni on it. And so anyone that registers for Paws on Parade will get a bandana for their dog. If they adopted their dog from us, it'll say alumni like this. If not, it'll just be plain. And I also wanted to hear, maybe you can help with this. Show off our super cool t-shirts for this year. And there's still time to register. You can even come and register the day of the event. Registration starts at 9 a.m. and it's happening over at Husson. We'll walk the circle probably around 11, but come and have a dog party with us. Socialize your dog. There haven't been as many opportunities for that over the last couple of years, so come socialize your dog and help us raise money for these guys.
For those of us that may have not been to a Paws on Parade before, I know I haven't, how does it work really? Is it a walk, a community walk?
Yeah, it is a community walk. So you show up, you can do a little shopping. We're going to have lots of vendors. The Darling's ice cream truck will be there. So you can grab yourself some ice cream. And we'll be selling raffle tickets for prizes. We'll be doing a 50-50 raffle.
Gotcha.
And then we do go for a walk. It's just about a mile around the Husson campus. And everybody gets to strut their stuff. And
it's the ultimate outing.
It is. The photos are absolutely wonderful. So,
sounds good then. I mean, you're going to have a good day. I bet you'll pass out pretty quick. Even just this is a lot of energy being used right now just for snuggles.
She's starting to wind down just a little.
I'd like to see how she would act after a good hike. I would love to take her on a hike.
I know. Yeah, she's got energy for days. She does need to be lifted into the car unless you have a car that's low down. And she's heavy. I'm small, but I'm scrappy. But I wasn't sure for a second if I was going to be able to get her in. But we managed it. And she was so patient. That's what just surprised me so much. Is she was just like, whatever you got to do. I'm here for it.
She's just happy to be here. We're just living in your world, huh? Well, Catherine, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
Of course, we'll throw it over to Conrad for a full weather forecast.
Thank you so much. And our main weather today is brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomaston Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, so it's looking pretty nice outside right now. Not a lot of cloud cover, so that's a really good sign for us. Most of that cloud cover is offshore, so we are in the clear. Temperatures not looking too bad either, but we'll actually be in the clear for quite some time. So bring out the shades, because lots of sunshine will be continuing the next several days. We will have some cloud cover, especially by the weekend, but overall, it will be clear. Get ready. There will be some nice weather incoming the next several days. Temperatures, though, they were pretty much slightly below average the last couple of weeks. And then the last 3 days, we did have a little bit of above average temperatures. So finally, those warmer temperatures have arrived. Our average closer to 65 degrees. Tomorrow, we will be doing that same thing on Saturday. And then look at this drop by Sunday. 55, and then a little bit of a warm-up into those 60s once again into beginning to middle of next week. Winds not looking too bad either. We do have those milder temperatures tonight and barely any winds out there. Some locations coming in with 0 wind speeds right now, so that's a really good sign for us. Bangor, a 3-mile-per-hour wind, so nothing to really worry about there. Today, though, temperatures will be rising into those lower 60s under a partly cloudy sky. Those winds will not be a big issue tonight, though. Get ready. It will be chilly. Temperatures will be in those mid-30s, and then a lot colder the more north we go. Mostly clear skies with those calm winds will really help those temperatures cool off. That radial heating will continue to happen. That's going to significantly cool us down. But look what happens by tomorrow throughout the day. We really warm up into those mid-60s, so enjoy it while it lasts because cooler weather will be back. But lots of sunshine tomorrow as well. And our extended forecast outlook does show beautiful weather continuing right through the weekend and into beginning of next week. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Qualified lessees with a current eligible lease can use $500 engine lease cash to get this Silverado for around $399 a month, or get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
Fast, friendly, honest, and clean. Counted right in front of you. You won't have to wait long to leave Brewer Redemption Center with cash in your hand. Located in the North Brewer Shopping Center behind the Parody, Brewer Redemption Center is open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturdays, 8 to 4. So grab those returnables and head over to Brewer Redemption Center today. Our team is waiting for you.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Are you in the mood for some more news? Welcome back! Magic time! Oh my God! Yeah. We want to see it! Did you order a Droober? Wow. I love it! We make new shows for you, so take it with you!
The Drew Barrymore Show, Thursday at 11 on Fox 22.
If you need a Paws on Parade costume idea or just love tormenting your pet, here are some of the most popular pet costumes this year, according to Walmart. With just over a month before Halloween, many pet lovers are browsing for costumes for their pets. Walmart has the Vibrant Life line available in-store and online for your pet. To join in on your door-to-door trick-or-treating, this year's picks and costumes are predicted to be Bumblebee, Cow, and Ladybug. Walmart also has lots of pet snacks and candy-themed toys for under $10. The Chicago History Museum is getting spooky just in time for Halloween. Fox's Dane Placco has more on that story.
Just in time for Halloween, there's a new exhibit here at the Chicago History Museum involving dolls. But we're not talking about Barbies or Bratz. These are some really creepy dolls.
This particular doll was used in a puppet theater a while back, and it's very old, very antique, and very creepy looking.
Charles Bethea of the Chicago History Museum gives us a tour of their new exhibit titled Haunted Dolls and History's Horrors. To celebrate Halloween, museum staff hand-selected 15 of the spookiest dolls from their archives and strategically placed them hidden among the thousands of other artifacts on public display. Some of the dolls represent famous Chicago ghost stories, like the woman in white, who's said to haunt the bathrooms at the Lincoln Park Zoo.
Many people over the years have said they've seen some sort of apparition of a woman in white roaming the stalls within the bathroom past the lions.
Other dolls help tell the stories of famous Chicago disasters.
This is Seeing Ghost, and this particular doll is representing all of the lives that were lost in the Eastland disaster.
Museum visitors get a program with a list of the dolls and their stories, which can be used to hold a scavenger hunt.
Halloween is a holiday that more and more people are starting to gravitate towards as being one of their favorite times of the year. And this gave the museum an opportunity to capitalize on that in a very fun and educational way.
Haunted Dolls and History's Horrors started today and continues through November 6th here at the History Museum. And if you have little ones, don't worry, they do have a less creepy version of the program.
Artist Leon Ivey Jr., better known as the rapper Coolio, passed away yesterday at the age of 59. He was best known for his Grammy-winning single, Gangsta's Paradise. And you probably don't know this one. He was lesser known for his trip to Orno back in 2006 to film an episode of the Celebrity Paranormal Project on Ayers Island. He will be missed. Well, that does it for the